Two versions of Dutch baby or Yorkshire pudding. Which one is which? G'day friends, how's it going? Welcome back to Sam Kitchen, where I bring to you budget-friendly recipes with sustainability in mind. You clicked on the video, you saw the thumbnail, we're talking about Yorkshire pudding. It's like pancake, but on steroid. It's soft on the inside, but super puffy and crusty on the outside. It's kind of like waffle and fried chicken combined in one. It's amazing. And in true Sam Kitchen's fashion, we're going to cut all of the corners, try to make the recipe as cheap, as simple as possible. I might do a comparison of traditional recipe versus my version of the recipe. And at the end of the video, we can get to a conclusion to figure out whether cutting corner is worth it. So after doing the intro, I did some more reading, and what I found is what we're making today is probably more aligned what it's called Dutch baby rather than Yorkshire pudding. The main difference is size. We're using a white base pan, and that will allow us to add more toppings to it and turn it into kind of like a pizza, kind of like a savory pie. So please be gentle in the comment section, but do let me know what you would actually call it. So the entire Yorkshire pudding or Dutch baby recipe is depending on how many eggs we're adding in. So for one egg, we're adding 40 grams of flour and 80 grams of liquid. So the difference is going to be water versus milk for the cost difference, and we'll see how that impacts the flavor. For the experiment today, I'm making two Dutch babies. Measure out 160 grams of water and milk respectively. According to the infamous Adam Ragusa, warm liquid will encourage the rise of our Dutch baby, so I'll take his words for it and follow his instructions. Once I had the water and milk measured, I brought them over to the microwave and get them heated up to lukewarm. We don't want the liquid to be too hot and cook our eggs upon contact. A little habit I want to share with you: I have my microwave turned off most of the time and only switch it on when I want to use it. The 99% of the time that the microwave is on standby shouldn't be sitting there just consuming electricity. Switch it off once I'm done with it. So the next step, we're going to grab a bowl and start making our batter. So start with eggs. Two eggs in, and we say 80 grams of flour per egg, so that'll be 160 grams of flour. Pay close attention to it. I might have just made a critical mistake here. Leave a comment below and guess what you think it might be. The answer will be revealed at the end of the video. Flour in, mix up the egg and flour, and pour in the liquid. Whisk it all up until the batter is smooth in consistency. You can use a blender or stick blender to help you with the step to save some effort. I then transfer the batter into a pouring jug for easier pouring later on. Batter number 2. 2 eggs in, same amount of flour, and then whisk the batter up with our water added in. Mix it until there's no more clumps, and that is ready to go. Into a pouring jug and set aside. We want to let the batter sit for at least 20 minutes for the flour to fully hydrate. While we wait, I go turn on the oven on 200 degrees Celsius on fan force. Now, for the baking dish, we want white base oven-safe pans to give us that surface area to make the so-called Dutch baby or popovers. While the oven and the pans are heating up, go ahead and prepare any toppings of your choice. Think pizza toppings, but less or no sauce. I slice up some zucchini and cut half a capsicum in strips to catch the tail end of some fresh summery flavor. And obviously can't skip the cheese. I only have some tasty cheese at home, so that will do, but ricotta, feta or mozzarella are pretty good choices. After about 40 minutes, I checked on the pan's temperature and they are good to go. Make sure that both your oven and your pan are thoroughly heated through in order to get that rise of batter we want. Into the pan, add in a generous amount of oil. You can use animal fat or butter for extra boost of flavor. We want a little pool of fat in the pan to get that crispiness we are after. Now all things are ready, time to pour our batter in. Act timely to retain as much of the pan heat as possible. I then chucked in my toppings of zucchini, capsicum and cheese. Pan's back in the oven and bake for 15 to 20 minutes. Keep a close eye on it so it doesn't burn. So it was until when I was pouring the batter, I realized I stuffed up. Did you guess it? I made a silly mistake that instead of 40 grams of flour per egg, I somehow did 80 grams, resulting too thick of a batter. Just look at it, the lack of rice says it all. In the spirit of experimentation, I quickly whipped up another 2 batters and repeat the same process. Listen for the sizzle and watch the consistency of the batter. This is more like it. Toppings on? And we'll do the same for the other pan. Back into the oven for 15 to 20 minutes. Now we watch the 2 pans. Can you tell which is our water batter and which is the milk one? I pull the pans out before the risen batter starts to go too brown. There is a significant difference as you can see. The one on the left barely has any rice along the edges. It's the one made with water instead of milk. Compared to the milk-based one, we can see gorgeous puffs all around. To pretty it up, some rocket leaves for freshness, and sprinkle of flaky salt for flavor and texture. The experiment can't be more obvious. The cost breakdown is right on the screen here. One serve of savory Dutch baby works out to be $1.60 to make. Skimming on milk to save 24 cents definitely is not worth it. Alright, and there we have it. We've got our 2 versions of our Yorkshire pudding or Dutch baby all done. Visually, very, very different, but I'm going to dive in and just let you know, taste-wise, how are they different? That is so interesting. Talk about the one with milk on the right here. The pancake base, the Dutch baby base, is a lot thinner compared to the one with water. The thickness, it's more consistent throughout. Where it's like, obviously you can tell that the one with milk has got a really nice crust on the outside. In terms of texture, the one made with milk on the right here, crust almost tastes like borderline deep fry. It's crispy and it's got that really satisfying crispy and crunchiness to it. The one with water, yeah, it's crusty, it's crispy-ish, but just not to the level of, as you can tell, the success that we've got from the one made with milk. So I guess my take is, for Yorkshire pudding or for Dutch baby, this recipe has been perfected over centuries. This is a pile of crap. Alright, that is all I got for you today. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you enjoyed it, if you learned something, make sure you give that video a like. I have a sustainable and budget cooking recipe coming out every 2 weeks. Thank you so much, and I will see you in the next one.